Welcome, students. We are discussing the story The Beggar. In the previous section, we have seen that beggar used to come to wood house for chopping wood for surgery. But the beggar did not show his interest in this work. He sat idly. He did not do any work. He sat on the log and started shivering because of the cold weather. In other part, we have seen Olga showed her anger at the activity of the beggar. Sergei himself was not happy with the beggar. But one day, when Sergei moved into another house and Sergei hired the beggar to help in the packing and the transporting of the furniture. This time, the homeless wife, the beggar, was not showing his interest. He did not touch the furniture. He did not walk behind the wagons. Even he did not show, he did not pretend of appearing busy. He only shivered in the cold and became embarrassed. The carters started making fun of him for his idleness, for his feebleness, and for wearing tattered clothes. So, this was the incident that took place on that day. And this time, when the beggar was into another house, at that time he was sober, he was gloomy, he was silent, he did not show any interest in the work. That was the activity of the beggar. And most importantly, the carters started making fun of the beggar. Now we move to next part. You see, he said, he means Sergei said, well, I am happy that my words have taken effect. Here is for your pains. I see you are sober and have no objection to work. What is your name? Remember, first time Sergei was going to ask the name of the beggar. Sergei found that the beggar was sober now. He had no objection to work. So Sergei asked the name of the beggar. The beggar says, Laskov. Well, Laskov, I can now offer you some other cleaner employment. Can you write? So here, Sergei was going to offer other work for Laskov. Sergei asked whether he could write or not. Laskov said, yes, I can. Then take this letter to a friend of mine tomorrow. and you will be given some copying to do. Work hard, don't drink, and remember what I have said to you. Goodbye. So, here you see that Sajai had assigned other work for Laskov. This time he had to copy the letter. The letter was written by Sajai to his friend, and Sajai asked Laskov to copy them. He suggested him not to drink and suggested him to remember what he had said. And finally, Sajai said goodbye. Now, move to next part. Pleased at having put a man on the right path, Sajai tapped Laskov kindly on the shoulder and even gave him his hand at parting. Now, Sajai was happy. He was glad. He was pleased. Why? What is the reason? Why did Sajai think of happiness? He thought of happiness, he thought of pleasure because he believed that he had put the beggar, that is Laskov, on the right path. That was the belief of Sajai. Sajai believed that he had put a man on the right path. So Sajai tapped Laskov on his shoulder and gave him his hand at the parting. So now he means Beggar was parting from Sajai. Laskov took the letter, and from that day forth came no more to the yard for work. So that was the parting time between Laskov and Sajai. Sajai was happy. Sajai was impressed by the activity of Laskov. Why? Because Laskov had changed a lot. The nature of Laskov had changed here. This change was noticed by Sajai. That's why Sajai was happy. Sajai believed that he had put Laskov on the correct path. That was the belief of Sajai. After this partition, after this departure, Laskov never came to the yard for work. 2 years went by. So 2 years passed away. Then one evening, as Sajai was standing at the ticket window of a theatre paying for his seat, he noticed a little man beside him with a coat collar of curly fur and a worn sealskin cap. So when Sajai was paying for his seat or when he was purchasing ticket, at that time he noticed a little man. He noticed a little man beside him with a coat collar of curly fur that was worn by the little man. He was wearing sealskin cap also. This little individual timidly here means in a sigh, in a nervous way, asked the ticket seller for a seat in the gallery and paid for it in copper coins. So this little individual timidly asked the ticket seller for a seat in the gallery and paid for it in copper coins. So this was the place where Sergei met the beggar, that is Laskov. So this was the meeting between Laskov and Sergei after 2 years. Sergei recognized the beggar, Laskov. This time the beggar had changed a lot. Both were purchasing ticket. So here in this part we have seen the psychological condition of Sergei. Sergei became happy. He thought that he had put a man on the right path. And after 2 years, Sergei met the little man, that is Laskov, who was also purchasing ticket. Sergei was also purchasing ticket. So here they met. Now, Sergei cried, "Laskov, is that you?" Recognizing in the little man his former wood chopper. Now Sergei cried, "Laskov, is that you?" He recognized him as his former wood chopper. Remember, Laskov used to chop wood for Sergei. And after 2 years, Sergei recognized this little man, Laskov, in a different way, in a changed manner. Sergei asked, "How are you? What are you doing now? How is everything with you?" So these are the general questions put up by Sergei. Sergei wanted to know about Laskov, what he was doing, how was he. Now Laskov said, "All right, I am a notary now and I am paid 35 rubles a month." So now this time Laskov had given certain information regarding him, that he had become a notary and he earned 35 rubles a month. Notary means a person authorized to perform certain legal formalities, especially to draw up or certify contracts, deeds, and other documents for use in other jurisdictions. So here you see that Laskov had changed. After 2 years, Sergei met Laskov. He asked general questions to Laskov. Laskov replied that now he had become a notary and he earned 35 rubles a month. Okay, that was the condition of Laskov after 2 years. Now, Sergei was happy. Again, he thought that he had changed this man. Previously, he was asking for the money from others. He was telling a lie. Okay, but this time he is earning. He is a notary now and he is earning 35 rubles a month. It was a good change in Laskov, and that was a pleasing moment for Sergei. See, that's why he said, "Thank heaven, that is fine. I am delighted for your sake. I am happy. I am happy for you. Sajai said that he was happy for Laskov. I am very, very glad, Laskov. You see, you are my godson. Godson here means a boy or a man whom one promises to bring up. So here godson refers to Laskov. Sergei considered Laskov as his godson. In a sense, he had made promise to Laskov that he would make change in him. He would bring change in him. He had done it. That's why he was very happy. Sajai was very happy. I gave you a push along the right path. I made you to run on the right path. You know, do you remember what a roasting I gave you? Roasting here means scolding. How I had scolded you. I nearly had you sinking into the ground at my feet that day. That was the time when you were sinking into the ground at my feet. Thank you, old man. Thank you, old man, for not forgetting my words. He's saying, Sergei is saying that when I was scolding you, I was roasting you, at that time you are looking into the ground. Thank you, old man, for not forgetting my words. You keep my words. So here you see that Sergei had done, or you can say Sergei had kept his promise. He considered Laskov as his godson. He thanked Laskov for keeping his words. So here in this part we have seen the reaction, the emotional aspect of Sergei. Although Sergei behaved hardly in previous years, but after 2 years he was happy to see Laskov, who had become notary now and who is earning 35 rubles a month. That was a great achievement for Laskov as well as Sergei. सो इस पूरे पार्ट में हमें देखते हैं कि लस्कॉफ काफ़ी चेंज हो चुका रहता है, वो बहुत सॉवर रहता है, बहुत सॉफ्ट हो गया है, बहुत अपसेट भी है, ग्लूमी भी है, और जो कार्टर्स उसका फ़न बनाते थे, उसका मजाक उड़ाते थे, उसके आइडलनेस पे, उसके फीबलनेस पे और उसके क्लोथिंग पे। इसके बाद सरजाई उसको दूसरा काम देता है जो राइटिंग का काम होता है। सरजाई लस्कॉफ से कहता है कि क्या तुम मेरे लिए लिख सकते हो, एक मैंने लेटर लिखा है, इसे तुम्हें कॉपी करनी है। लस्कॉफ कहता है हाँ ये कर सकते हैं। तो इसके बाद लेटर जो है लस्कॉफ को देता है सरजाई और लस्कॉफ कॉपी करता है। इसके बाद लस्कॉफ चला जाता है। सरजाई को इस बात की खुशी है कि उसने लस्कॉफ को सही रास्ते पे ले आया, उसके नेचर में बदलाव लेके आया। सरजाई का मानना है कि यह बदलाव लस्कॉफ में उसकी वजह से है। इसके बाद सरजाई लस्कॉफ से 2 साल बाद मिलता है। जब वो टिकट खरीद रहे होते हैं टिकट सेलर से। लस्कॉफ नोटिस किया जाता है सरजाई द्वारा, और इस बार लस्कॉफ काफ़ी चेंज है। लस्कॉफ को देखकर सरजाई काफ़ी खुश होता है, उससे कहता है कि वो कैसा है, कहाँ हो। तो लस्कॉफ कहता है कि वो नोटरी हो गया है और 35 रूबल्स अ मंथ कमाता है। ये सुन करके लस्कॉफ की इस अचीवमेंट को जान करके सरजाई काफ़ी खुश होता है। उसे कहता है कि तुम मेरे गॉडसन हो, मैंने प्रॉमिस किया था कि मैं तुम्हें एक सही रास्ते पे लाने की कोशिश करूँगा, और ऐसा हुआ। मुझे याद है जब मैं तुम्हें डांटा करता था, स्कॉल्ड किया करता था, उस समय जो है अपने फीट पे देखा करते थे, मेरे फीट के ग्राउंड को देखा करते थे। वो धन्यवाद करता है लस्कॉफ का कि उसने उसके शब्दों को, उसके प्रॉमिस को बनाए रखा, तोड़ा नहीं। सो यहाँ पे हम देखते हैं कि जो लस्कॉफ है वो काफ़ी बदल चुका है, और सरजाई को काफ़ी सेटिस्फैक्शन होता है इस बात का कि उसने लस्कॉफ को सही रास्ते पे लाया और इस काबिल उसे बनाया कि वो 35 रूबल अ मंथ कमा पाए। सो हियर यू सी the change which we see in the nature of Laskov, it happened because of Sarjai. Sarjai knew it very well. Sarjai was satisfied, okay, after this event. He felt satisfaction that he had put a man on the right path. That was a great success for Laskov as well as Sarjai. Now Laskov was leading a happy life, and Sajai was happy to see it because he considered Laskov as his godson. Okay, thank you.